Hey, the wind is still blowing. Wow. These guys are still out fishing on day 3, Lake Okeechobee. And hey, Todd Hollowell here. We're just wrapping up the first event of the 2018 FLW tour season. And so I thought I'd give you a quick rundown of what I used tackle-wise. That's the question I always get: what were you throwing, what were you using? So again, for me, it was mainly a swim jig deal, and when I would get around fish, I'd slow down. You gotta have a worm, you gotta have a Senko, something like that. And so I thought I'd just run through the keys for me. And the other thing that I failed to mention so far up to this point is your rod, your line. When you're fishing in 20 to 25 mile an hour wind, you might take your equipment for granted, but man, when it's blowing that hard, the rod is critical. And I felt every single bite. I felt the tick, and I'm using the Elite rods, and I'll show you exactly what I was using here. So the main deals for me this week were this custom swim jig by Yankum Custom Tackle. That's the color. I threw this one around a little bit in practice when it was cloudy. That chartreuse stands out really good, but when the sun popped out, it was this bluegill tilapia color. This is kind of a new color from Yankum, and you'll want to check that out. So those were the keys, and then I teamed that up with just a dipper style swim bait. Couple of different colors there, mainly the Florida colors. And so then when it was time to slow down, of course you got to throw the Senko, the big stick worm, maybe a speed worm, something like that. So here were my key setups on my swim jig. The Elite rods, black 7.3 medium, awesome swim jig rod setup. I teamed it up with a loose reel, vicious 50-pound no fade braid. That's what I used for the swim jig. And then my worm setup, this was key, man. This was huge. Anytime I need to feel, I'm using the ELT. These are really high-end rods from Elite at a great price point, but the graphite, the guides he used, man, I could feel every single tick. So 7071, that's what I'm using with my soft plastics. I teamed that up with a little screw-in weight. This is kind of cool. You might want to see that. So I would screw this little thing right here into the top of the weight, or I'm sorry, into the top of the worm to keep it from sliding up and down. Just a 4/0 round bend hook there. That's a 3/16. I was going up to a quarter in the wind. And then I'm throwing fluorocarbon, those high traffic areas. A lot of people are fishing in, I don't know, 14-pound fluorocarbon is what I used on tournament day. Again, that rod was key. That was the setup. Hope you enjoy that, and thanks for hit the subscribe button. Thanks for checking out on my YouTube channel. I'll be doing this after each tour event this year, and we'll see you at stop number 2 at the Harris Chain. Thanks, guys.